Hey there guys, remember me, Liz from Hello from Liz Matthews? It has been a while. It's been 3 weeks since my last video, which I think might be the longest that I've ever gone between Floss tube videos, but here I am. Having a casual October 1st. I hope that you guys are doing really well and that you enjoyed Sampler September. It's hard to believe it's over, but I welcome October with open arms. It is my favorite month. I say that, but I also really like December. October is just traditionally a really great month for me, and I'm excited to see what this October has to bring. Thank you for stopping by and spending a little bit of time with me today for FlossTube episode number 33. I will be upfront and let you know this is mostly a haul video because I don't have too terribly much stitching that I can share with you, but I would like to just chat with you and catch up with you, tell you what's been going on, share some things with you, share some happiness with you, and hope that you will stick around for that even though it's a little light on the stitching. We have to talk first and foremost about this amazing shirt. Let me scoot back. My friend Kia from Kia B sent this to me. It was a surprise arrival from Amazon. It says Squad and it has the 3 Sanderson sisters on it. So being October, I thought it was appropriate to wear that. I still have yet to watch that video, that movie, Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus is the movie. I should have said that before, but it feels wrong that I haven't seen it yet. And maybe tonight will be the night. I've said that so many times, but maybe tonight will be the night. But happy October. Thank you, Kia, for my shirt. I absolutely love it, and I knew that you guys would like it too. What else has been going on? I have been gardening up a storm, but it's more like preparing for next season. I put some bulbs in the ground yesterday. They are anemone, hard word to say, anemone corms that I planted yesterday. I've been kind of cleaning out the beds and pulling flowers up that are just spent for the season. I planted 3 limelight hydrangeas out front, and I'm really excited to see how they do next season. They seem to be thriving, and behind those I put 4 vining clematis bushes. So I've just been working towards next year, basically, hoping to get those trellised and vining up the brick of our front house. Vining up the brick on the front of our house. We've just been trying to relax, see family. Nothing too terribly exciting going on, but time, despite not having many things happening, is going quickly. I guess that's what happens when you get up every day and get to do a job that you love and work on building a business that you love. Time just goes really quickly. So here we are, October 1st. I guess I'll just dive right into what I have to share with you and interject when appropriate. So let me first go ahead and take care of the giveaway that I hosted in my last video. 3 weeks ago, video number 32, I announced that I hit 4,000 subscribers on FlossTube, which just a very nice surprise. So I did a giveaway with 4 winners who each get to choose 4 of my charts. This giveaway was open domestically and internationally as PDFs are now in my shop. Yay! So you guys have been loving the PDFs, by the way. I didn't expect them to sell so much, but you guys are loving them. Thank you so much, and I'm so glad that I am finally able to offer them to my overseas customers. It's always really fun to see where things are going. Sometimes I can read the text, sometimes I can't, and it's just cool to know that my designs are out in the world being stitched with people, like sending a little present to a friend. So this giveaway was opened domestically and internationally, and the 4 winners that I plugged, the 4 winners whom were chosen randomly through that like YouTube comment generator. If you used the word 4, you were entered, and if you answered one of my questions, you were entered. There were 277 unique comments for the last video, and the winners are Michelle at the Striped Rose, Patrice Dodd, Elizabeth Gilmore, and Carol Doherty. if I called your name out, please email me at the email address listed in the description box below. We can chat about how you prefer to get your charts and make your 4 choices, and I will gladly get those to you. Thank you so much for everybody who entered and to everybody who has subscribed and followed me on this journey. I'm looking forward to hitting more milestones in the future and giving back to you to say thank you. Well, I'll just leave it at that. As far as shop updates go, as I said, the PDFs are in my shop now. You can find that automatic digital download for most of my charts. I'm still like 3 charts short. Maybe this is my week. Also, all of my new designs, which were launched at the beginning of September. It's Sleepy Hollow, Hocus Pocus, The Second Day of Christmas, and 2 Fall Trees. They are all in my shop now. If you haven't been able to get them or you don't have an LNS, you can find them in my shop now. Link to the description box below. And I also did update my Instagram highlighted stories. If you're an Instagram user, you can find me at Hello from Liz Matthews on Instagram. There are what's called a highlighted story. They're little round bubbles below my profile. And it's videos that are there permanently for you to reference back to. And one of those videos is, or one of those bubbles is called Called for Material. And if you go there, you will see every single one of my designs. Yes, I did it. And a list of all of the call for material you would need to finish that. So if you happen to be shopping, picking up floss at your LNS, whatever, it's just meant to be a tool so that you can see exactly what you need to get if you're stitching one of my charts. And that is updated now, finally. I think that's all I had as far as my personal shop updates go. I did let you know in my last video that LaDonna from Sampling of Memories was making scissor keeps, thread keeps, needle minders, zippers, and necklaces with some of my new designs. And although I sadly don't have any of the actual products to show you, I have pictures, which might be even better because you can see them more clearly. This is Sleepy Hollow. Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. These kind of autumnal things, designs, she put in a black bezel, and you can get it in all of those formats there. That's Sleepy Hollow. Sally's Shore, which was that Victorian ornamental seashell piece I did, that's available now. It's a square format, so it fits really nicely, and I think that's just so lovely. I'm sorry these pictures aren't perfectly clear, but you can go to her website, which I'll link below as well, and give all of these products a more close look. This is Quaker Pumpkins. Oh, I've been so thrilled at seeing everybody who is stitching Quaker Pumpkins share it on social media. I've gotten great feedback, and you guys seem to be loving stitching it, so not as much as I love seeing you stitch it, but this is the Quaker Pumpkins design in all of these different formats that LaDonna offers. And they're all available now for you to purchase, collect, and love. This is the second day of Christmas. She did the first day of Christmas, which was a big hit. And of course, we had to follow it up with the second day of Christmas. That is an ongoing sal, so maybe you need a new thread keep for that. And then Hocus Pocus. My love for Hocus Pocus runs deep. I was really kind of kicking myself after I released my reveal video sharing the Hocus Pocus design, because I didn't tell you how much I did tell you how much I love that movie, but it has just a special place in my heart. I got married when I was 30, and I'm not a party animal by nature. I'm an old soul. I like to be home. I'm a homebody. And for my bachelorette party, I think there were maybe 6 or 7 girlfriends and I went to vineyards all day, and then we went back to Mare's house to sleep. And what we did was, in our little sleeping bags, like little sardines in a can, lined up and watched Hocus Pocus, where I fell asleep promptly at like 10 o'clock at night. That's how wild my bachelorette party was. But I don't know, it's just, I watched that movie for so many years, and then to have that memory of Hocus Pocus makes it extra special. Tangent. These are all available in LaDonna's shop now if you'd like any of them. I've seen Steph shared that she got some in her last Just Keep Stitching video and they looked fantastic. So go give that shop a little look-see and maybe pick something up. Let me know if you do. Okay. Do you want to talk stitching before I get into haul? Maybe we should do that. I do have to say that since my last video, I have finished an entire piece that you will see in my November releases. I can't show you. It's actually just waiting to be framed. I've ordered the frame, but I can't show you, but I have been stitching. So when I show you this piece that I've been working on for months, literally, it's this piece still. Just know that I have been doing something. Let's see. So this is the piece that I've talked about so many times with you. I'm still really, really liking this. I will give you all of the details when I do my reveal video, but we talked about all the specialty stitches in here in my last floss tube, and it's coming together so nicely. But I am to the point, I don't want to show you everything. I'm to the point where I have to do something kind of new for me, and it's over one stitching, and I have very mixed feelings about this. Sometimes I am very into it. It's just calming and therapeutic, as all stitching is, but I am a stitch in hand sewing method kind of gal. So this is very, very different, because in order to get nice laying, clean, crisp X's on 40 count, I had to stitch in a hoop. So the hoop made all the difference in the world. I just put it in there and I stitch away. It's just not as quick a process. So if I'm feeling like pressure to get something done, which this needs to get done, I don't feel like I'm making headway as quickly as I normally do stitching in hand. But this is just very nice and calming, and like the slow repetitive motion has been really, really enjoyable. I did think about upgrading hoops. Kia again, got a gorgeous hoop that she's been sharing and talking about in her floss tubes from Keepsakes. I think Steph set it aside and got it for her. And I thought about getting it because it just looks so nice. And I mean, half of being a stitcher is stashing, am I right? And I really wanted it, but it's out of my budget for a hoop, considering I don't really ever use a hoop. This is my first time grabbing a hoop in over a year. So I don't honestly foresee a lot of over one stitching again in my future. So for now, my little plastic, whatever this is, hoop works just fine for me. But this is what I've been working on. I like it. I have a finish in sight on this, I would say, within the next day. It won't be long, and then this will be gone, and you won't have to hear about it or see it or look at it again until it's released in November. Hopefully, you're excited to see what it becomes. So frame has been ordered, and I'm just waiting now on me to stitch, to be clear. So that's all my stitching. If that's what you're here for and you don't want to hear my stories and you don't want to see my haul and see what I purchased, you can sign off now. I will see you in my next video. Hopefully there'll be more stitching for you. If not, we're gonna dive into what I have acquired over the last 3 weeks. Okay, let's start with linen. I saw on Instagram that Jen's Stitch Niche posted that she had just gotten a delivery of Picture This Plus linen in, and to go check it out ASAP if you wanted any. And I was like, okay, done. And I did, and I got some things. I got 36 count Ren linen. I don't really know how I feel about this, to be honest. I love modeling. I don't like when the modeling is a completely different color. Is that weird? I don't know. So it bothers me that this is a gray base with brown modeling. I might be completely alone in that. I don't know. It's just how I feel. but I have it in my stash. I basically just wanted to acquire all the linen. Brenda and Laura, this is your fault. 40 count dapple. I've never seen this before. I don't know if, I guess I'd seen some of these before. And for some reason, although this has all the features I just told you about me not liking, I do really like this piece. It is far less contrasted in IRL, in real life. Dapple is just really beautiful, and I think that this could sway either gray. It's basically the color of my cabinet, which is French gray, or blue. Very nice, and that's 40 count. I have determined that 40 count is my very favorite count now. I've decided. This is, picture this, plus ale. Same thing going on with this one, the two different colors. I don't know. Maybe with the right thing, this would be just perfect. I didn't get too much of all of these because they were new to me and I was just trying to be in control. She did immediately sell out. So just keep an eye out. Maybe give her a follow on Instagram. She posts when things are available, which is really nice. This I love. This is 40 count fawn. Let me fold it in half. How pretty is that? Oh my gosh, I love it. It's not as, well, I know it's pretty true. I really like this. Very neutral. I feel like this is very versatile and that you will probably see this in the future. So that was my haul from Jen's Stitch Niche. Then I got a new color and cotton order in. I love color and cotton. Their linen is just gorgeous. It's all Zweigart based. I love the communicative, how communicative they are as far as what they have in stock, how long you'll be waiting, what's out of stock. Like, nothing's a mystery. And I really appreciate that from Angela, and their pieces are worth the wait. You will see that I have used their linens more and more. I've been using their linens more and more, and I think I will continue to do that. So these were some new to me and one repeat acquisition. This is Ozark 36 count linen. That's how I feel about that. It's so nice. I feel like this could either go green or blue, depending on what color threads you use. It would bring out the different tones. I love it. I love it. I look at this and I think spring. I think it was Steph said, I see winter. I love it. It's gorgeous. And I also got, let me show you the other new one to me, bisque. Like, perfect. Basically want to put everything on bisque now. It's 36 count, it's a half a yard. Very limited modeling on this, but for some pieces, that's exactly what you want. Love it. Like, if you are looking for a very safe, beautiful linen to add to your collection, just to have that you could put nearly anything on, bisque. I love it. Love it. And then this is a new cut of Boardwalk, which is what I used to stitch Quaker pumpkins on. And unfortunately, because Quaker pumpkins is so large, I depleted my stash. So Angela was kind enough to send me more. Really, it's nice. Really like this one as well. So that is my linen stash. From here, we'll just keep going. I need to take a drink of water. Excuse me. Thank you. Okay, where do I want to go? Let's just start with all of the amazing kindness that has come out of the whole Prairie Schooler debacle that I talked about in Floss Tube number 32. You can go back and watch it if you would like to, but I did want to clarify one thing, and then I just want to focus on the happiness and the kindness in this community that has been sent my way that I am about to share with you. It's been really, really touching. First of all, in my last video, I talked about how original Prairie Schoolers were glossy. And that is accurate. Here's a little spoiler. Can you see? Okay, there, you can see. Glossy on the front and matte on the inside. Now, these are original Prairie Schoolers, which means they were printed a while ago. And what has happened is when Prairie Schooler retired, they sold the rights to their designs to Hoffman Distributing, who is I want to say the biggest, but don't quote me on that, cross-stitch designer in the country. They distribute for, I would say, most designers. And they purchased the rights to distribute all of the Prairie Schooler charts. And as they have depleted the stock of the cardstock charts that were printed way back when, they have been reprinting on like regular printer paper, weight paper. Thin sheets that come bagged in, I want to say a cellophane bag. I don't have any, otherwise I would just show you and this would be way more easy to explain. But they have been printing like that and distributing like that. If you see those in your LNS, those are rightfully acquired and sold. So there are two different kinds of charts floating around out there that are thumbs up for Prairie Schooler. One is cardstock, glossy front, not photocopied on a machine at home and illegally sold. And the other is from Hoffman Distributing. It will be thinner sheets of paper in a sealed bag. I didn't want to panic anybody that they were buying things that they shouldn't from their LNSs. Your LNSs, they know what they're doing and they know where to find the goods. So that is just some clarification on that. I think that's it. You guys will let me know if I left anything out. But after my rant last time, so many people reached out to me letting me know that they had extra charts in their stash or they were destashing and they wanted to pass some of their charts along to somebody who would appreciate them, stitch them, whatever. And it's just been really, really nice to turn that crap situation into something where I have made new friends and really felt like this community supported goodness and stash enhancement. So some of these charts I did purchase. Some of them were just gifted to me, but I just wanted to do a quick run through of my Prairie Schooler stash now. What? How did that happen? So happy. This was sent to me from Rosie. She had an extra piece in her stash and I was very happy to accept it. It is a September chart. Steph gave me the May, so here come all the months. I did get an anonymous, I know who it is, package in the mail, which just like, it surprises me always. And in that package, I had autumn leaves. How pretty is that? I'm sorry. I wanted the glare before, now I don't. There is something about Prairie Schoolers. It's like just so good. I particularly love all of these little charts on this pattern. And also I was sent Friends and More Friends, which is just kind of appropriate for this piece of happy delivery that I got. This person also sent me a fully kitted Prairie Schooler Santa. This is the 1997 Santa. So cute. These little cards. Which had already been started, someone had already started stitching perfectly, by the way. These stitches, I can't live up to these stitches. Mine would look horrible next to it, but so kind. And then this was a big surprise to me. Did you know that this company, I don't know what the company is called. Basically, this is a frame designed to fit the Prairie Schooler Santas of the year. So now I can frame one up, which I think is just receiving this in my P.O. box was just shocking and so nice, and I so appreciate it. I also got a message from Suzanne, who I met at the Stitching Post on Saturday. The Stitching Post is both of our LNSs because she's a local friend. How cool is that? So now I have a new local Stitchy friend who shared part of her stash with me when she was destashing. The charts that I chose to get from Suzanne are Prairie Seasons. I saw this somewhere stitched all together as one, and I haven't been able to get it out of my head. So I definitely wanted to take this off Suzanne's hands. There is something about each one that I love. It's hard to pick my favorite parts. The scarecrow, the sun and the moon. I love Prairie Schooler suns and moons. A little English garden, and then the swan, love it. I love it. And I know you guys can relate. I also got Christmas samplers from Suzanne. I think of all of these, this is probably my favorite one. What about you? Man, Prairie Schooler was good. I'm very curious about Prairie Schooler as a business, as a company, as designer to designer. Who was this mystery person? Don't you feel like Prairie Schooler is a little bit of a mystery? And then this is part of the designer series. It's just one card, and on it, it's called Forget Me Nots, are 3 patterns. So Suzanne let me have that one. It was so nice to meet you, Suzanne. I hope we can get together again soon. I hope you continue to love cross stitch, and please keep in touch. I also connected with a woman named Gail who has, according to her, more stash than she needs, and she sent me a list of what she had available, and I made my selections. Do you want to see what I got? Because I'm gonna show you. Summer samplers. I mean, you guys know how into my garden I've been lately. This kind of felt like a no-brainer. 10-year garden with love and care, there will be enough to share. Love it. Good house. I always get the phrasing and the wording wrong. Good housewives in summer will save their own seeds again against the next year's as occasion needs. Okay, I'm gonna stop trying. You can read it and figure it out for yourself, but as a new gardener, a garden lover, I really, really, really wanted to get my hands on this. Look at all the vegetables down there. So happy to have that. And then speaking of Prairie Schooler suns and moons, I got winter samplers, sun and moon. I absolutely love the kind of, it's not monochromatic because there's a couple colors in there, but the lack of color, the starkness of these. I'm always in awe of how Prairie Schooler gets shapes, images out of such few stitches. Does that make sense? They can make a deer out of a square of 10 by 10. They're just good. So I am really, really happy to have this piece. And then Gail had some of the alphabet, and I was like, send me everything you have. So I got Prairie Schooler alphabets. GHI, my favorite is the honey, the bee skeps up there. JKL, this is probably the one this is the chart that made me want to collect all the alphabets. I love each and every single one equally, and if I stitched this, this would be where I would start. M and O, I love all of them. That mermaid, that nest, and that owl. Oh, Prairie Schooler, you're so good. PQR and VWX. Love it. So as you can see, I'm missing some of the alphabets, but hey, my stash has started on clearance from Hobby Lobby for $3.15. I wish. Then Gail said, what are your unicorn charts? Which is kind of a new question for me because I don't stitch a lot of things that aren't mine. I think I'm gonna start though, obviously. And I thought about it and I actually had some answers, and it was, I talked about it before, Winter Sampler from Birds of a Feather, which is the reindeer, the monochromatic reindeer, Twirl Rooster from Birds of a Feather, and lastly, also from Birds of a Feather, Very Fine Sampler. I just love them. And Gail had already stitched Twirl Rooster and had it in her stash and said, I got you, girl. So thank you, Gail. I am very excited to have these. It's so weird to be showing stash to you guys. And then if you are on Instagram, also on FlossTube, because she has both, Tip in Stitches, Tiffany, I will link her below, was at her LNS. I forget what it is, 3 Stitches in Texas. And I had just shared my experience with Prairie Schoolers on Instagram, and she was shopping and she messaged me and said, hey, they have some cardstock charts here. Do you want me to pick any up for you? And I said, yes, I do. And she picked up and sent me Hocus Pocus. I love Hocus Pocus. How cute is this? I just love that you can do it as all one piece, or you can break it up and do smaller pieces, which is probably what I would do. I don't know where I would start. I mean, every single one of them, but this owl right here is calling my name. So we shall see. That would be a fun little like watch a movie, hang out with Joe and stitch piece. And I'm so excited. Oh. Thank you, Tiffany, so much for thinking of me and sending that to me. And when she did, it did not travel alone. Okay, I'm already using this bag, but Tiffany makes project bags. And I had commented just like heart eyes on one of the bags she shared in a story. And lo and behold, my chart arrived in it, which was so kind and so unexpected and just made my day. Thank you, Tiffany. This is so pretty. I love this fabric so much. That like watercolor, washed out, faded, I mean, could it be more me bag? And I know Tiffany's gonna start selling some bags on Instagram, so go give her a follow and check it out. But this was so nice, and I'm so happy to connect with you. And I thank you for enhancing my stash and for giving me a new project bag. That completes my Prairie Schooler haul. Are you guys shocked? I am shocked that after just the littlest bit of time, I have all of these Prairie Schoolers. I kid you not, I will just like study them. I know that sounds so weird, but as a designer, I just study them, looking for different, not to copy them, but to just see how they do things, because I just really enjoy everything about their charts. So that's quite a stash I have now. Aside from that, I got some other kind of random things. I got a card from a new floss tubing duo from Ale and Ada. Look how cute this card is. Chelsea and her husband film floss tube videos. They talk not only about their favorite beers, but also their stitching. And I'm hoping to get to connect with Chelsea soon. And we'll be drinking this when we do, I hope. But thank you, that was so nice. I will link their videos or their floss tube channel below if you want to go give them a look. I'm so behind in FlossTube watching, but I am so anxious to keep discovering new floss tubers and to follow along and just make those connections. So let's see. Actually, we're getting through it. I need another drink. My throat is so sore. I'm not sick, but I've been working outside so much that my allergies are getting to me. I apologize. I'm not a big fan of when people drink on camera, but I need it. Double gulp. Okay. If you are part of the Instagram community, chances are you have seen Cranberry Bog Cottage pop up somewhere. Marilyn owns the shop, Cranberry Bog Cottage, in Indiana. Terry Hute, Indiana. That's probably not right, but Marilyn is so friendly and kind of all over Instagram, and that's why I say you probably heard or seen her before. Her shop looks adorable, and I so wish I could go there. But in following her, she has been sharing these candles, and photos of her shop will have the candles in the photos. And I was just like, oh, I see you, candle, because I'm a little bit candle obsessed. I like to wake up in the morning, brew my coffee, and light a cozy candle to spend the day at home. It just makes me happy. And I do consider myself, how do I say this, picky when it comes to candles. I like a candle with good throw. I like, whatever. I'm just a picky candle person. So when I saw this, I sent her a message and said, hey, can you stick one of these in the mail to me? So that is what she did. This candle is called #AllTheThings. The scents are pumpkin, persimmon, clove, allspice, blood orange, and ginger. So as you can imagine, it smells like autumn in a jar. I have not burned this yet because I had to wait and share it with you before doing so. How cute. Little cork lid. Oh. That smells so good. So you can bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow's coffee is going to be paired with #AllTheThings. So when I received this package, it was beautifully packaged and shipped to me, and came with so much gorgeous marketing. And in reading through it, like a bookmark for all the reading I've been doing lately, this coaster, look at these gorgeous postcards. In reading through all of this accompanying material, I realized that Marilyn, who owns Cranberry Bog Cottage, has the candle company, I want to get this right, Wax Poetic, with her daughter. So they are another mother-daughter team, which you know I am all about supporting and loving. And they pour all of these soy candles in shop, and they do, I'm gonna say like craft fairs and shows, and those were a thing. And they also sell wholesale to other shops across the country. So I just wanted to give them a shout out because these candles are so yummy smelling. They sent me a couple testers to try. My most favorite ones are Crisp Apple and Rose and Winter's Eve. Now, she said she doesn't know if these will actually be part of the permanent line, but if they are and you are a candle lover, get them. They smell fantastic. And it looks like their fall candles are gonna come out soon, and they are called Something Told the Wild Geese and Crickets on the Hearth. Their names are derived from poetry, thus their name, Wax Poetic. And I just like how everything comes together to tell a story. And both of those fall candles smell amazing. No, sound amazing. I just have the scent notes here on the back. And I feel like I'm gonna be placing an order for more of those. But thank you, Marilyn and Gretchen. I'm so happy to have this, and I did not expect to have those testers arrive with it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope that one day we are meeting in person and I am buying these candles in person because they're really, really good. So again, I will link them in the description box as well. Now, the rest of the things, along with that candle, are things I purchased lately, and we're getting to the end of the haul. I've just talked to you for 40 minutes about things I've gotten. Okay. Mom and I went to an antique show, an outdoor market last weekend. It is the only one that we've been to all season. Just trying to be safe, but we couldn't couldn't not go. We've been waiting for a long time, and this is a really good one in Pennsylvania. And I have two things to show you. Two antique sewing treasures to show you. How fabulous is this oversized tomato? But it's much more fun to say it the other way. Mom saw this and bought this for me as a gift. I love it. It's so weighty and like, it's probably full of what, sawdust, but it's vintage faded satin. Love it. I want to find some really cool stick pins to put in the top of it, maybe as we're antiquing in the future, but that is just so cute. And then I also found a vendor who was selling all of this old crochet cotton, and I just thought it would be great for photos. There's a couple different colors, not too many, but the packaging is just really nice. I probably got a bag of like 15 of these. There it is, a little Daisy brand crochet cotton. I guess this was used for maybe like doilies. I'm not exactly sure, but it is now at home in my house. You might see them pop up in some of my cover photos. I love staging cover photos. But that's what I got at the antique market that is stitching related. So cute. And then I have just a couple more things to show you rather quickly. I meant to show you earlier. This was kind of like a happy business growth purchase for me. I got QuickBooks for my computer. QuickBooks is not inexpensive. So I made pen and like handwriting work as long as possible, and then I decided it was time to upgrade, and now I feel very professional, and I am very excited to have it. So it was a fun little growing stage in my business. I like to share those with you. It was like the PO box and the printer, the label maker, like just weird little things really just bring me a lot of joy. So all my orders go out with a QuickBooks invoice now, hurrah. And then when I was at the Stitching Post on Saturday, meeting Suzanne, I couldn't not buy anything. I mean, clearly I don't have enough. But I was very in control. And what I picked up are these. They are Mill Hill beads. The Stitching Post has a whole wall of beads that just like sucked me in, and I've never used them before, so I got a variety pack, variety color pack. It's kind of hard to tell, but these are all metallic tones, and I got the number 10 beading needles and black Nymo thread to go with it. I'm gonna give it a try. Might be something you see popping up in my future. It just looked like fun, and I want to see how it works with stitching. I know Mirabilia uses a lot of beads, and I will be interested to try to adapt my design style to something appropriate for beads. In addition, and lastly, lucky you, I got these scissors. How beautiful are these? I did not get these to use as scissors. They're not going in my stitching bag. I got these for photos because they are totally adorable. I just love them. They're like wrought iron. They seem to cut really well, but like I said, these are a prop that I just loved. And there were a couple other designs there, like a fleur-de-lis, and there was another one, and I feel like slowly as I make trips to the Stitching Post, my collection of these prop scissors will grow. But I need them, right? So that's everything. That's my haul video. Thank you guys for stopping back and letting me share all of this stuff with you. I cannot believe this was 44 minutes. I was gonna say at the beginning, this is probably gonna be quick. Who knew? I guess that's what happens when you go 3 weeks without saying hi. So I promise the next one won't be so far off. New designs are coming in November, but you'll see me before that. I'm still working on that trunk show with Mom. I promise that's coming. You can follow me on Instagram, see semi-daily updates. I do my best. But I hope you guys are doing so great, and I'm happy to see you again. I'm gonna clean up my haul and then get stitching. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.